Well, Nick, it does appear that this attack was the closest to the person of Muammar Gaddafi. The whereabouts of the Libyan leader not known. Libyan government saying that there were a number of casualties in those NATO strikes. No precise details at present, but it does appear that NATO is concentrating its attack further and further on those institutions closest to Muammar Gaddafi. It has in recent days been saying that it is carrying out much more precise attacks against targets of command and control, and obviously NATO planners believing that one of these targets are those institutions close to Muammar Gaddafi. But a bit of a fine line, the Libyan government pointing out, and some countries such as Russia insisting that there's a line between regime change and the UN resolution that allows NATO action. The closer attacks get to Muammar Gaddafi, the closer, in the eyes of some, it gets to affecting regime change rather than the UN resolution which allows the NATO actions. So a very fine line being walked by NATO according to the Libyan authorities, but from the opposition side, of course, the more effective the NATO strike, the more they welcome it, Nick.
And Mike, with these recent NATO actions, what is the feeling around Benghazi now? Is there any sense that the stalemate may be beginning to fracture, maybe beginning to break?
Well, commanders on the ground here reject the idea that there is any stalemate. They contend that the opposition forces are engaged in at least 3 major fronts, and they say are combating successfully in each of those particular areas. That being said, recent weeks have shown this ebb and flow of ongoing conflict, of forces taking, of forces retreating. So very much that idea of stalemate has emerged, neither side having the ability to be able to get a national victory. But because this has led to talks of partition, that this de facto status in which the Libyan government controls the west of the country, the opposition forces control the east of the country, this de facto separation should become a formal partition which would allow negotiations to take place. This fundamentally rejected by the opposition leadership.